All right, guys, so I'm at my shop today. That's why my hands are all kind of messed up, and we're working on an old work table. Anyways, went to the hobby shop. I needed that for a Connects build I'm doing. It's a little Planetary gearbox set, just like the box says. Comes with a decent little motor. And it's good to make RC cars go like 8 to 10 miles an hour, stuff that's like around like 1/14th, 18th scale. So that's just for a Connects thing later on. But then I saw something I really had to have. It's the Tamiya Lunchbox. Now this is like a snap together, I think. Yeah, it says it right there. 1/32nd scale. And what I'm hoping to do here, this is 4-wheel drive, and it's got a motor. I think it's like a 130 motor, a little tiny brushed motor. What I'm hoping to do is maybe take like a toy grade RC car from Walmart and adapt the steering to it, make this just rear-wheel drive, and have a super small RC lunchbox. For now, I'm just going to build this, put it together, and just see how big it is. And then later on, maybe I'll stop in at Walmart and pick up just a little $20 RC car to use for the steering and the remote and whatnot. So first, we're going to go ahead and just open this up. Let's see what's inside here. I've always loved the Lunchbox. I always thought it was such a neat looking rig. All right. So yeah, we've got our, oh, the tires are really soft. Let me take those out of the package and show you guys. Also, because the plastic has so much glare from the fluorescent lights here above my phone. Look at that. They are super soft. This will be one neat little build. So let's see. I'm assuming that's going to be the chassis. Look at that. Isn't that thing cool or what? Now, unfortunately, I did not bring any batteries with me, so we're just going to put this together and run it a little bit later. But that thing is just so cool. Yeah, some little gears. I'm hoping. I bought a package on Amazon full of just tiny gears around this size. So I'm hoping what I can do if I make this remote control is to use the chassis, use the gears to keep the rear-wheel drive, and gear it so it goes, you know, at least a good like 5 miles an hour, 6 miles an hour. I'm not sure how fast this goes, but I bet it's geared pretty low. All of our plastic parts on the tree. That is just too cool. Yeah, this is definitely a neat looking little rig here, and it was cheap too. I think it was $16. So, you know, I know this is just like a snap together little toy, but these 130 motors, you can get pretty darn good ones that are made for like slot cars, and they are so much more powerful. So we might be able to squeeze like a little tiny 2S battery into here, maybe. But like I said, it won't be, I don't have the knowledge to do hobby grade stuff this small, or at least I don't know where to look, aside from like buying like maybe a super small remote control airplane and getting some of the stuff out of it. But I think just some toy grade stuff would work out just perfect for this. This is just neat as heck. So let's see what the instructions say. All right, there's our instrucciones. Cool. I'm just going to keep the instructions off to the side. And like I said, pardon the hands. I figured while I'm waiting for some car parts, I'd build this on my workbench. So we got one tree full of parts. You know, I almost bought a proper Tamiya lunchbox from the hobby shop earlier. It was on sale for, I think, $130, which I think is pretty fair. But for now, I figured I'd just kind of dink around with this. This will kill, 45 minutes maybe an hour while I'm waiting on some parts. Too cool. So it looks like the back wheels, or well, one wheel in the front, one wheel in the back, have teeth on them. So the gear must ride somewhere on the wheel, and the right wheel feeds the left, or left to right, who knows. But for now, we're going to skip building the body. I'm going to leave it inside the bag because I just don't want to get too much grease and stuff on it. But let's see. We're going to start with step 3, which is the chassis. I got a nice new razor blade here. So it looks like, let's see, is this symmetrical? It almost is. Little difference here. So the first thing it says for us to do is to take the motor like so. Yep, just a little 130. And apparently we're supposed to stab it in somewhere over here. Oh, okay, hang on. That little pocket is for us to stab into once we put the gear on it. Ah, there's our little gear that we're looking for. It's with the other gears. Who would have thought? There it is. Little tiny thing. So I guess we're just going to push this on. Okay, so once we push the gear on, it says for us to take the motor and loop it through. So I guess, okay, it clipped right into place. Let's see here. Okay, step number 2. Looks like we turn it onto its side, like that. And we put our gears on it. Oh, and this did come with a little bit of grease. I was just getting ready to grab my drum brake bearing grease, but I guess we don't need to. Okay, so we got to take these little metal, these really small metal shafts, and it looks like we're putting them in the outermost holes. One right there. One right there. Looks like the tan or beige gears have a little index on them, so they just fit inside those holes. I'm gonna put a little dab of and a little bit on the gear here. So it looks like we just place that one in, which I can already tell you I've got to pop this motor out. Or, let's see here. There we go, now it's deep enough. I messed up some of the gear lube. Let's put just a little bit more. Okay, so I guess that's where it's gonna go. And up next, a little bit of lubricant on the little metal shafts we slid in there earlier. And it looks like that's gonna go on there. That's gonna go on there. All right, it's a thing. So up next, it looks like we have to bust this thing out of the tree, which I'm always so afraid of breaking the parts. I think I'm just going to take my razor blade and cut them. And the last one we could break off. Okay. I just figured, yeah, I mean, that's what it's saying to do, is just to clip that all on there. Oh, hang on a second. I think I'm looking at it backwards. Let's see here. Okay, so yeah, this is how it goes on. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out. Oh, okay, I see. So it looks like we go up. Okay, just like that. And yeah, I think this is what's going to drive the front and back tires. And then these shafts are hexed that go through it. So that'll grab the tire that's being driven on this side and drive it on the other. Okay, so a little bit of lube on those. Okay. And it looks like now we get to make sure I don't lose those parts. But I think next, we gotta take one of our big old Chungus wheels here. Let go. Let go. Okay, we're gonna cut it. I don't want to break it. Remember, always cut towards yourself. I'm kidding. Don't do that. So the wheels, the tires seem symmetrical. So being that, let's see here, I think this is going to be the driver's side rear. I think we're going to go that way. This thing might need a good cleaning after being assembled too, with just how greasy my hands are. Oh, cool. Super soft tire. That is just neat. And it looks like we're looking for part Charlie 1. Oh, there we go. So I guess I'm going to trim just a little bit of this off. Okay, so I guess it'll just go like that. And then we take our axle, put just a little bit of lube on that. Oh, that was probably a bit much. And I guess we'll just slide it on through. Yeah. And we'll just do this a couple more times, I guess. Yeah, the Tamiya Lunchbox, definitely one of my most favorite, like, on-the-shelf RCs. And I'd never seen just this little tiny non-remote control one. But for 16 bucks, I couldn't leave it at the hobby shop. It was the only one they had too. They probably do that to get suckers like me to be saying, you know, oh, that's the last one they had. Gotta buy it. They didn't have any more of them. And of course, I fell for it. But if I can make this remote control using some like Walmart toy grade stuff, I think that'd be really neat. Failing that, it would just look cool on the shelf. So let's see here, make sure the tires are going the same direction. The tires have a super good feel to them. Like if this thing was a 2S, you know, maybe even like a little tiny brushless, if something would fit inside there. You definitely have to put some foams in here, maybe, or glue the bead. I mean, they fit pretty good, but I think if you're going fast, you might want to glue them. Let's see here. We're just going to trim that off. Looks like we just drop. Okay. And we're just going to put that through there. Little dab of grease. And a little dab of grease. Cool. Like the box said, this is a super simplistic kit, but it just looked like fun. So, make sure our tires are all going the same direction. It'd be cool, if someone had like a 3D printer and knew how to work it good. I bet you could build one seriously neat little one of these. I know they build the Lunchbox Mini or the Lunchbox Junior, but it's definitely bigger than this. I think building one this size remote control would be super fun. You know, get a layover and hanging out in the hotel room, waiting for your next flight. You bust this little thing out. I'm just squeezing together the ends until there's no more slop. Looks like they're in all the way, and there is still just a little bit of slop. And almost enough for the motor to not drive it. So I'll take a little hammer and see if I can squeeze those things in there a little bit more. Always good to take a hammer to stuff. Okay, and last tire. Last wheel. A little bit of trimmage. Make sure we're all going the same direction. I always hate it when you see these tires, you know, on backwards. From the top view, those should always be pointing forward. That way, when it goes through the dirt, sipes everything out of there. Cool. I might have to grab some needle nose, man. My fingers just do not fit in there very well. Oh, we got it. So definitely going to have to squeeze these wheels in a little bit more. Let's see here. I'm going to grab a couple little pieces of metal or bolts and squeeze it with. Okay. Nope. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on. I'm going to take the axles out. And I'm going to use my little belt sander for a minute. All right, it has been belt sanded down. Ow. Okay, that is still far, far too hot. All right, it's cooled off. There we go. That's a lot better. I sanded about maybe 1/8 of an inch off. And there we go. We got maybe, I mean, the axle has a lot of slop in it, but overall side-to-side play, we're looking at maybe 30 thou. Yeah, I don't know why, but the axles definitely seem like they were made just a little bit long. I mean, I'm squeezing together using these. That is pretty cool. So, we have our little baby chassis. And it looks like we've got some kind of on and off switch here. So that's going to go somewhere. We also have some little battery leads. Now it says there are no tools required, but I'm curious about if you need to solder the little, come on, you know what I'm saying. The little goodies on the motor here going down to the brushes. Let's see here. Okay, so we got this part down. We can now flip over our destructions. Oh, well, shoot, it looks like the battery box has contacts that go down and touch them. Let's see here, and we are, looks like there's a couple little pieces that go over the axle, A1 and A1, which are these ones right here. So hopefully that makes the axles stay a little bit more firmly in place. Just trim off. There we go. Cool. There's one. Let's trim this part of the tree off. It'd be cool if they made this with 2 motors so it could, like, you know, tank steer. That'd be neat. You could probably use the electronics from one of those Amazon stunt tumbler RC cars. That's what I've done a few times to get some electronics for connects. Okay, so we got that part done. Time to build the little battery box. So, A11 is our battery box piece. I'll take a look around in my shop to see if I do have maybe a couple of, I think it takes AA. Yeah, it looks like it takes AA's. I knew I should have bought some earlier. Okay, so we're putting that over there for a minute. There's our A11. Let's see here, it looks like. Yep, 3 ridges. Okay, so it looks like that's the angle that we're going to be taking a look at it and building it in. And we take our contacts. Apparently, the short one goes right here. That just presses into place. Ah, I see what they're going to do here. It looks like that one feeds into that hole. It looks like this whole piece is going to just, I guess, just pop in there. Okay. on and off switch on the back. Now it looks like at this point you put the 2 batteries in it, and then you put this little clippy-doo over it. Well, since we don't have batteries, we're just going to put that clippy-doo there. And it looks like let's see here. So that is the direction it's supposed to go. It looks like that's supposed to just snap on right there. But I'm not seeing any contacts on how it feeds the motor just yet. Oh, I think it does if I turn the darn thing around. So yeah, I think those 2 contacts are going to touch this, but I don't see anything about bending the tabs here. Oh, yes I do. Bend outward. So it looks like we're going towards the edge, like that, and like that. And then we just snap this little goodie on there, it looks like. Am I reading this right? Okay, it says to turn it into the all the way off position. And that's supposed to go through here. Yep, the contacts look like they will be working. Okay, and there's our on and off switch. And let's see here, what's next? We take part A6, which is that little goodie. Yeah, the tree actually came off really good on this one. We're just gonna feed that into place. I guess that's as tight as it fits. Oh no! I think this is the front. Maybe. Oh no, okay. Yeah. I think that's how it's gonna go, because I see it's all flat over here. It's all flat on that side. Okay, good. Wanted to make sure the tires were on the right way. Okay, up next, I'm gonna go wash my hands real quick so I don't get too much grease all over this body. And then we're gonna snap the body on. I am also gonna take a look for some batteries. I might have a couple. All right, I found my flashlight. And I think, oh, it does have double A's. I don't know how good they're gonna be. But at least we can test to see if it's working or not, right? And it's like we put that battery in, that way. That one that way. Meow. Meow. It actually goes a lot faster than I thought it would. This is a cool little dingus for $16. Definitely a fun little toy for, you know, a kid to build. I mean, I'm having a shit ton of fun. Pardon my language. Just wish I had myself a beer and a cigarette right now while doing this. That'd make my day complete. All right, so my hands are as clean as they're gonna get. We're gonna go ahead and take the wrapper off the body. I am gonna lay down a little bit of plastic just to keep anything from scratching this body up or getting oils on it before we put the stickers on. So let's see here. Looks like we just slipped that dingus into place. And we're looking for Charlie 2. It looks like little nubbins that go on there. Where are you hiding? I found them. Okay, they were with the little hub pieces for the wheels. Let go. Now I might need to get a pair of pliers or tweezers, maybe. Oh, no, I think we'll be okay. Everything's fitting super nice, aside from these axles being a little bit on the too wide side. That is just so cool. Okay, so we got to put the, let's see, the light bar with 5 is going across the roof. So we're going to stab that dingus down right there. Let's see here. And boy, I think I'm seeing this right. This is just neat as heck. Still haven't found out what this is for yet, but we'll get there. Ah, okay. These are going to be like the side Nerf bar type things. Actually, the tree broke off really good on that one. Oh, don't drop it. Looks like the step is going to go that way. All right. And this one's next. Cool, and this thing's even got like a little wheelie bar like the real one does. Well, this is a real one too from Tamiya, but the, you know, the full-size one. Let go. There we go. And it looks like there is no wheel to put in between them. The parts are fitting together really nice. Maybe a little stiff on some of them, a little loose on other parts, but overall pretty darn nice. I guess that wheelie bar just clips into place back here. If I can find the right angle of the dangle. All right. I see. These are the body clips, I guess. I was wondering why these fit so loose. I think they're supposed to go over and grab those holes too. I think. If I can get this one to let go, I'm just nervous about breaking anything. Let go, you. Okay, so it looks like that's going to go there. And there we go. That is too cool. It does a pretty good job. Definitely neat. Yeah, this might be a little bit small for me to try to make remote control, but I'm sure there's some kind of really small toy grade RC car that I could use for the electronics. It doesn't say it on the outside of the box, I don't think, but it looks like you are supposed to take a little bit of paint and paint the side markers, the tail lights, etc. for that much more realistic look, which I don't think I'm going to do because this is going to be taken apart and mutilated a little bit. But for now, I'm just going to take a look at the box here and try to copy the stickers as good as possible. Let's see here. So that one ends just before the back tire. So yeah, it looks like that's going to be just past the fender molding. Awesome. One more to go. And it looks like I am just about at the leading edge of the door. Oh, this side doesn't have it, so call it 3/16 forward of the wheel opening here. Alrighty, that's the first part. And it looks like this graphic here, this actually touches the fender trim. So it looks like this tire here is just about where that body line is. So I guess right about there we'll have to do it. Oh no, we are much too low. Hang on, let's see if I can do this. Oh no. Yeah, I gotta put the sticker much lower, so. There we go, okay. Now the sticker isn't quite flat. So it looks like that spike is just barely above. I know I'm fucking this up. I think it would be good for me to leave this out in the sun so the sticker gets a little bit softer. That is just so cool. And if you're just joining me, this is just a little tiny baby version of an RC truck that Tamiya sells called the Lunchbox, Vanessa's Lunchbox. Usually it's like, I don't know exactly how big it is, but I'm going to assume it's probably 26 inches long, 23 inches long. This is just a little tiny thing, a single 130 motor. And I'm hoping just to maybe make it RC someday here. They do sell a miniature version of these, but it's probably, I don't know, 1/20th scale, 1/24th scale. It's only $100, but you still have to buy all the electronics to go with it. I'm just hoping to make this like toy grade RC, you know, non-proportional, just plain and simple. Sometimes you can have a lot of fun with the simple things in life. All right, so we're going to try to fuck this sticker up a little bit less than we did the other side. So we're going down to that wheel molding. Cool. I think once I leave this out in the sun and like rub a cloth over it, it should get that sticker to sit inside all the areas that it needs to. Oh, well, welcome here from all the way from the UK, man. You know, hope you enjoyed your stay with me, and I'll see you on the next one. All right. So now time for that nice famous scripture, the Vanessa's Lunchbox. And that looks like it goes right up against the door pillar. Cool. Looks like this sticker is going to go on the back window area. Like that. Got our license plate. Hey, that one actually landed relatively straight. This one goes across the top. Yeah, see number 1 sticker. There we go. Well, and I think there we have it. Definitely could use some paint and stuff to make this look a lot better. But what a neat little rig. And its speed is actually halfway decent, really. I mean, that ain't bad at all. definitely fun for $16, especially if I can make this remote control. I mean, it'd be cool to see someone build like a like the low C mini T or whatever they call it, and to kind of shrink it down even more to fit that. That would be really neat. Oh no! Okay, well, time for our next project. Tamiya this is Tamiya. Little Planetary gearbox. I'm using this for a Connects build that I'm doing. And I figured while I'm at my shop with every tool imaginable, I figured it would be a good time for me to put this together. I have done one of these before in the past. They're pretty neat. There's our little brushed motor. Well, I'm going to go get myself a nice soft drink here in a second while I decide which gear ratio I want to go with the Planetary gearbox set. Being that this is going to be for Connects, it will be geared 2.42 to 1. So whatever ratio I think is going to be best for the RPM of the motor and the tire size, I'll pretty much split that in half, and that'll be the one that I try to shoot for. One of these here. Yeah, we have a 4 to 1, 5 to 1, 16, 20, 25, all the way to 100. Oh, I'm sorry. 400 to 1 if you do it all. I'm going to see how fast this motor goes. This is probably, well, yeah, it's a 260 motor. I don't know what the turns are inside it. So I'm assuming this is going to be, call it 4,000 RPM, maybe. And I would like to have an axle speed of 1,000 RPM. So if this is, let's call it 5,000, because I know it's going to spin pretty good. And I want 1,000, 5 to 1 would be my 1 to 1 ratio. So it looks like maybe 16 to 1. I'm not sure. I'm going to do the math, grab a drink, grab a cigarette, and come back and try to figure this thing out. So it looks like the ratio we're going to do here is the 5 to 1, because with the Connects, it'll be geared 2.42, so you multiply 5 by 2.42. And yeah, what does it land as, like 12 to 1 or so by the axle? So for every 1,200 RPM this is, the axle's 100. Did I do that math right? Am I being smart right now or not? All right. We are backaroni. So I think we're going to do the 4-to-1 ratio. I think we're going to try that and see what happens. So step one, we're just going to choose our gear set. Let's see here, 5-to-1, 4-to-1. So long as I don't cut myself. Okay, we're going to shave parts of the tree down and off. So it looks like we take that, and we're going to take the beige Yeah, so I guess we'll take our 3 planetary gears, put a little bit of lubricant on them. Being that this is maybe for a K'NEX giveaway RC car, make sure we lube it up good so it lasts a good long time. Wrong one. All right, so we got our little gears attached there. Looks like we're going to drop that in this unit. Give this little unit a little trim. A little dab of greasy grease. Okay, it looks like we'll just put that right on top of there. Okay, it fits really good. Nice. Okay. And we are going to use this gear. I guess that'll fit into there like that. I'm sorry, I don't think that was supposed to go in there just yet. So let's see here. We got our little motor, which we might do a little upgrade on the 260 motor. Maybe it'll fit some other kind of motor. So let's see here. We got that whole step done. Put some grease inside that. So that should all, we're gonna put a little bit of grease on the back side of this too. Because if this is for a giveaway, I'd like it to last a good long time. Okay, so that's all done. Okay, so next up, we're going to build the little output shaft portion of it. Looks like we use just a little washer. Okay, so the little washer goes there. It's telling us to put some assembly lube. There's the camera. Okay, we got it good and lubed. Slide this little puppy home. Just like that. And then we'll put on another washer, which I'm going to put some assembly lube on right here. Take our other washer. And then the little C-clip. If I can get my fingers oriented the right way. Looks like this will need a little bit of plier action. All right, so now we got that all assembled. See, we're not going to use this metal brace because I'm going to attach the connects to the front of it somehow in a slightly different way. So it looks like we're going to push this gear on. A little bit of lube on it. Oh, wait. Whoops. I got a case of the droppies today. Yes, we are going to put some... The Planetaries go around this. Oh, that was a bit much. You know, something tells me I'm not doing this right. And it's because I wasn't. This is on backwards. Okay. Why does this all seem so wrong? Ah, okay. I almost made a big boo-boo. And so that's how it's supposed to go together. Then this. And then it looks like this goes on. All the stripes go the same direction. There's some little stripage on this piece. Why is it not? Oh, there we go. And mind you, this is going to go down through one more gear reduction. K'NEX never offered a very good motor for any kind of speed. So this should work out pretty darn good, I hope. The screws are awful long, and I can always cut those down. But I might just leave them until I build the car and see what kind of RPM we're working with. Come back here. These little motors sure did get expensive. Do I ever use Robot Zone? No, I haven't heard of that. Is it an online website? Sounds like it might be a lot better than these little kits I get from the hobby shop. I mean, these things work pretty well, the Tamiya kits. Normally I never gear them this high up, but this is only when I did the 4-to-1 ratio, because then going through the K'NEX, it'll be another 2.42 to 1, yielding me like 9-to-1 ratio. And if this motor's good for 3,000 RPM, that should get my axle to around 800, 900 RPM, I'm hoping. That's about where I want to be for the tire size that's on it. So I guess that's almost it. Put that over there. Holds our little dinky 260 motor in place. Okay, I'm going to grab a screwdriver and tighten this up a little bit. Servo City. No, I haven't heard of that one either. I'm definitely a little bit behind, I guess. Do. Now I had a... Ah, there they are. Let go. Okay, we're getting there. So now I'm going to grab a K'NEX gear and try to adapt to this. So how I always mount my K'NEX motors is I like to put a big connector somewhere towards the front. Looks like I might have to hog this one out a little bit. And then cut a little slot for the gear to fit. Because this is what K'NEX has to offer for a motor. And this is like 65 RPM, and they have a little breakaway clutch inside there, and these just suck. So I'm hoping that just doing this, and I can also just add more Planetaries if this is geared too high. I can always take it apart and add one more section or two more. And as you know, the gear ratios multiply. So now I just got to figure out how I'm going to attach this. On DC motors, usually there's a couple of screw holes, and that's where I just go through. I think I might have to hog this out. And maybe a couple screws. Not too sure yet. Let's see here. I'll be back in a minute. I'm going to grab a reamer and see. I got plenty of these at my shop, so see how well they work. I'll keep that in mind. Right now, I'm taking around some hobby crafts. Building a little gearbox for the next car put together. All the typical. That's an everyday thing. That's an everyday thing. I think so. Fast. Yeah. I know you do. Alrighty, I'm back. Sorry for the huge delay here. What I wound up doing was, I still got to clean up the plastic, but I bored this out on my drill press, so it has a big empty pocket. I'm going to try to put this over that, and the reason for this empty pocket is so that snap ring and washer can fit on and come off without too much effort. I'm going to get a small screwdriver for the snap ring. Okay, so I think that's just going to fit over there. Got to open up this hole a little bit. And I would like a pretty tight press fit, and then 1 or 2 screws should be plenty to hold it, I'm hoping. See if I can get all this plastic out of here. Looks like I'm just going to drill this out just a hair larger, and that might be able to get it to fit. Nice little tight press fit. All right, it is not glued yet, but here's my little press fit. And that left me just the perfect amount of room to put the washer there and the snap ring. So, if I had any super glue, I'd use it right now. But what else I could do is if I just put one washer right here, that might be enough to hold everything. Okay. Yeah, pretty good tight press fit. Yeah, the connects are still able to fit in every single one really good. Now let's just hope we can get that little snap ring in there. I might need to get some small needle nose for this. Might be a bigger chore than I thought it would be. There we go. Except for it is definitely way too tight. I think I got to machine just a little bit more of that plastic down. Oh. You know what? I think it's this piece fitting tightly over the index on this, because the C-clip and the washer move around really easily, but this does not. Yeah, so it looks like as soon as I squeeze this over it, it gets pretty tight. So we're going to open this up just a hair more. Well, it looks like I got an errand to run, so I will see you guys shortly. I gotta go.